Welcome to the Lone Star State. Tonight, the boys in the Knapp Daddy Racing League battle it out deep in the heart of Texas.
And the 4 almost got in the 22, now the 3 wide.
And around goes the 18. He catches the 19. Mark Trent Jr. into the wall.
150 laps. 225 miles. Only one walking away the winner.
Almost.
The momentum. The 18.
Contact.
They make contact. The 18 into the wall. They're side by side again. Going into 3 for the lead. Larson has the advantage. Here comes the 18. He puts the bump into the back of him. The 18 into the wall. The 42 sideways.
Where's Harvick?
Here comes the 18.
They say everything is bigger in Texas. The adrenaline, the grit, the pressure. Only on Knapp Daddy Racing. It's the Knapp Daddy Racing League at Texas.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in to the second race of the Knapp Daddy Racing League season. Coming to you live from Texas Motor Speedway here tonight. We have got a night of great racing ahead of us. Thank you to everyone for joining in here with us on this fine Monday evening. My name is Hunter Foley. As always, I am up here in the broadcast booth with my partner, Jonathan Smith, and we are excited to be bringing you this race. 150 laps of racing action here at Texas Motor Speedway tonight. These guys are finishing up their practice right now. Then we're going to get on to qualifying and then be on to the racing. Before we get started, just once again, thank you to everyone for joining in here with us tonight. I know we got a couple people filtering in here already. Thank you so much for joining with us tonight. Be sure you like the stream and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the exciting action we have coming up. Had our first race last week, headed to Darlington next week, so we appreciate anybody for coming in here and checking us out. Be sure you get loud in the comments, cheer on your favorite drivers. I know that a lot of them love to go back and hear family and friends cheering for them, and we will always try to read the comments over the stream so you can hear your comments read out to your favorite drivers, so we appreciate all of that as well. I know the drivers do as well. No sponsor on the race tonight, so the sponsor will just be us. For those that don't know, Knapp Daddy Racing is myself and John. We are not just broadcasters up here. Originally starting as an iRacing design shop, we have expanded to try to be your one-stop shop for all of your iRacing needs. Check out our website at knappdaddyracing.com for any and all of your custom design, template, or logo needs. Be sure to grab some of the free content that is available on the website as well, constantly putting up some new free stuff month to month. Even if you're not into iRacing yourself, you can grab a t-shirt, hat, sticker, help support the brand. You can check us out here every single Monday night for the next several weeks for the Knapp Daddy Racing League Season 2. You can catch us on Doghouse Racing TV on Thursday nights starting this week, and live on TikTok as often as we can. You also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, all that other good stuff. MySpace probably. I'm really not sure, but we're getting ready to head over to the racing action here out on the track. As these guys are finishing up their practice right now, about 4 minutes left in practice. So with that being said, I will turn it over to my broadcast partner, Jonathan Smith, to say some intelligent things about the race we have coming up for you tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. John, take it away.
I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be off of mute and get this thing rolling here at Texas for these 225 miles we're about to roll here tonight. It's going to be 150 laps that these drivers are going to battle it out here at Texas. Very unique track, very fun track. We were just talking about before the race starts how turn 1 and turn 4 are kind of the same, but the entry and exit are obviously a little bit different. And then turn 3 and turn 2 are the same too. So I mean, the exit of turn 2 is going to be the same as entry of turn 3, making this a very unique track. And you definitely get all sides of the coin here as you go around this track, but tire saving is going to be a huge deal, even with the track temp sitting at 75 degrees right now and 72 out, and that wind blowing about 12 miles per hour could be causing a little bit of problems for these drivers here tonight as they try to battle it out and increase their spots here in the Knapp Daddy Racing League to get closer to that cash prize at the end. But I love Texas a lot. It's a hard track to drive, but once you finally get it or get some sort of an idea how to do it, it's very rewarding.
Yeah, we were talking about it right before the race started, how Texas is just one of those tracks where, I mean, you just want to go fast. Your car feels good, especially on a cooler track like tonight. Car's going to be feeling good. You're going to be feeling like you could really push it to the max. But, I mean, this is going to be one of those tracks where if you're not careful by lap 25, lap 30, I mean, those rear tires are going to be hurting. And I think that's going to be something for these drivers to have to think about as the race goes on. We are doing 150 laps like you just said there a few minutes ago. We will be doing a stage break at lap 60. So when lap 60 is going into lap 61, as the 10th place driver crosses the line, we do that for points because they are racing for points at the stage break. So as the 10th place car crosses the line at lap 60 to make it lap 61, we will be throwing that stage break. And I believe these guys will be running with 3 additional sets of tires tonight. It might be 4, actually. I think I misspoke. I think it's 4 additional sets of tires. And we do have the fuel capacity at 70%. Trying to make it a little bit more of a strategy race. Definitely got to figure out when you want to use those tires, when you can come in for gas, especially because another thing we were talking about right before the stream, this pit road's a bear to get down.
Yeah, I don't like this pit road at all. I mean, I have thoughts for the guy who designed this pit road. It's definitely a lot better since they've upgraded this track. I cannot remember when it was. I don't feel like it was 2008, but it might have been closer to 2018 when they upgraded this track and did some changes and stuff like that to it. Made the pit road just a little bit more manageable, but it's still a tough pit road to get on and get off of as you're going down, especially getting off, because you have to go all the way around to the exit of turn 2 before you're able to blend up. As we were watching right here with Brian Gibbons going around, you'll be able to see as he comes around, he'll pass a little blue stripe on the bottom. He just passed it there on his left side. Barely got a picture of it, but got to go all the way around there, and it's very bumpy down there on that apron. But if I had to take a guess, we're going to see a majority of spins or wrecks tonight is going to be coming off this turn 4 right here as drivers get way too high to the wall and pop the wall and maybe hit somebody else, or trying to get back on throttle coming out of turn 2. It can get very loose if you exit too low.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one to watch either way. We've been seeing these guys go around in practice, and you've just seen all sorts of different reactions. I think currently our fastest practice time is going to the number 88 of Ty Robertson, but we've got a lot of times that are really, really close to his. He had a 29.12, but I mean, going back to 5th and 6th place even in our practice times, they're less than a 10th off of Ty Robertson's time. So I think it's going to be a very enjoyable evening to watch here tonight, and we will see what happens.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good one as we are about to jump into qualifying here. And then we do have some interviews coming up. I think we're going to get Brandon Lopez up here in the booth to get a little bit of interview with him right before we take the green flag and get his insight on this race. And we'll be making our picks just a little bit later.
Yeah, try not to make the picks once the race starts. It just something feels wrong about that. I know last week we were trying to get everything put together and make sure the stream was all lined up after a long Christmas break, and so we were kind of rushing around trying to figure everything out. But I do think it's going to be a fun night out here tonight. I see Ty Robertson going out here to take his qualifying lap. Same for Brian Gibbons. Looks like Thomas McLaughlin's about to get taken off here. Frank Marchese was getting taken off right there, but as he was leaving pit road, looks like he got a little bit of a wall there. Going to have to reset and try again. I think he just got onto the gas just a little bit too quick right there.
Yeah, right now I got my eyes on Gary Breland. He was your winner last week at Michigan. He's a little bit of a fuel strategy, but tonight going to be serving a penalty for incidents that took place during a preseason race. And admin did not give him that penalty last race, quite frankly, because we forgot and weren't thinking about it at the time. And it's not right to penalize a guy when we didn't give him the penalty. So he is able to keep that win, and we're going to move over to this race, and he's going to serve that penalty on the first lap tonight as a drive-through.
Yeah, just little oopsies. And like you said, it's one of those things where we weren't the ones that actually handed the penalty down, so can't blame a guy for not doing it. And also, whenever we're on here and we're talking about penalties in the race or anything like that, we're trying to run as tight of a league as we can. We want to encourage fast, safe driving, and so it's nothing against any of these guys. If somebody picks up a penalty, I mean, I've done it, you've done it, it's gonna happen, but it's just one of those things. Please don't take it as a disrespect to the driver, disrespect to the team, or whatever. Things happen. It's just part of racing, and it's gonna the penalty bug is gonna grab everyone at some point, and I guess just his it was his turn.
Yeah, and took it like a champ too. If I had to, a little behind the curtain speak there, took it like a champ. But I am excited to see other guys out here on the track tonight, like Kevin Tankos making his return. Kevin, a part-timer with us, but always very fast. Part-time due to his work schedule. So if you want to see more of Tankos, please write a note to his company to let him out more. I don't think it's a company. I don't know if he minds me saying that. I think he's a 911 dispatcher. And we appreciate those people, especially some of us coming from the first responder community.
Out here helping out the boys, making sure that they get where they need to go on time. I know, John, you're formerly a firefighter and paramedic. I know you had to have had favorite dispatchers over the years.
Absolutely. I mean, you can have your favorites and your least favorites at the same time, but no, I always got a bunch of respect for those guys dealing with information they have and doing what they can with what they get. Try to keep
100%.
everybody safe and get them out there, but yeah,
Which, in talking to Tankos, I do feel like he is one of those guys that would be very good at being a dispatcher. Because, like, I feel like every time I talk to Tankos, he's just very calm, very in control of the situation. Like, just like, okay, well, what are we going to do now? Something happened. How are we going to fix it? Like, Kevin's just a dude that has a really good head on his shoulders, and not only does that apply very well to racing, but I can definitely see how he would be a very good dispatcher.
Yeah, absolutely great to have him back out here tonight. And some of these other guys, like your current pole sitter, Ty Robertson, and behind him, teammate Brandon Lopez, and another teammate for them over there at Last Row Motorsports. I'm still trying to get that right. Everett Larson. So they are 1, 2, 3 right there. Mitchell Wilson going to be in 4th. Kevin Tankos in 5th. Have not seen Jamie Horn or Brandon Trush out on the track so far.
Yeah, I believe everyone at this point has qualified except for Brandon Trush, Jamie Horn, Jonathan Pereira. This is going to be his first race here with us. I believe he's going to be a member of one of our newer teams here to the league as well. Again, it's one of the cool things about going into the second season of a league is you get to start having, new teams kind of build out. You get faces that you're used to seeing before. You get people that are a little bit newer to the league, but you just get to see all the different talent, different people showing up. But Jonathan's going to be a part of that Quack Pack Racing team over there with Ronald Breland and Chris Toppings, and I believe Scott Matthews is a part of that team as well. I'm not sure if he's going to be joining us tonight, but it is going to be a fun race either way. I believe Dagan Barnes tried to put down a qualifying lap, but I think he might have caught the wall a little bit as well. So that is now going to go to the side as well. So we are going to look at our grid here in just a second as these guys are going to be able to go do their final test laps before we get everything started here.
Yeah, and in the meantime, we are going to take a quick break to try to reset our system here and get right back to you.
I'm here. We are getting ready to get over to the action here on the track as everyone is gridding up. John, can you actually take the grid for me here? I got to go check in with our racers here.
Yeah, I can do that. So starting off on your front row, you're going to have Ty Robertson grabbing that pole position. Kind of a little bit of deja vu from last week. And then starting right beside him is going to be teammate Brandon Lopez. On that second row, Everett Larson going to be on the inside. Mitchell Wilson in 4th place. Kevin Tanko starting in 5th. Frank Marchese 6th. Gary Breland 7th. Got Greg McConey starting in 8th place with that Trash Panda Autosports team. Chris Toppings in 9th. Brian Gibbons in 10th. Thomas McLaughlin's going to be in 11th. Jamie Horn in that 98 car going to be starting in P12. 13th is going to be Brandon Trush. On the outside of him is going to be Jonathan Pereira. And 15th, Dagan Barnes. And the pace car is off, so we are about to get going. Green flag racing here for the first time tonight at Texas Motor Speedway, the Knapp Daddy Racing League, for week 2 of this action. And a good start by Brandon Lopez there on the outside, timing that jump really well. A little tight back there between Toppy and Marchese. 22 car on the bottom side, getting up into Marchese a little bit. Then he gets a little bit loose.
Oh, and they're scattering.
That's Ty Robertson on the bottom.
Down at the bottom. Looked like he was able to save it.
We were trying to track Chris Topping falling back, and Ty Robertson, your pole sitter, fell back all the way to the back. Gary Breland now serving that drive-through penalty that he had to serve tonight.
Trying to see what happened to Ty there. I know he was kind of racing up there with his teammate. Looks like his teammate got loose and kind of moved up a little bit, and then he just looks like he just snapped down, got really loose, ended up popping the wall. That's going to leave Brandon Lopez in the race lead. He's going to have Mitchell Wilson right behind him in that number 46 car. Everett Larson going to be right behind him. Frank Marchese going to move up into 4th place. Kevin Tankos going to currently be sitting in 5th. Greg McConey in 6th. Going to have Brandon Trush and Jamie Horn right behind them in 7th and 8th. Brian Gibbons going to be sitting 9th right now. Then you got Thomas McLaughlin, Dagan Barnes, Chris Toppings, Jonathan Pereira, and then Ty Robertson trying to get caught back up to the pack after that slide on lap 1. Ronald Breland now back in the pack as well. That was dangerously close to a first lap yellow flag.
Yeah, good save by everybody all the way around on that one there. That could have been very dangerous, but now here at the front, Mitchell Wilson trying to push the issue here on Brandon Lopez.
Oh,
and a caution is out. Thomas McLaughlin slow on the track. Can't tell. Looks like Ty might have some damage there as well. See if we can go back to Thomas here. Thomas in that 38 car is rolling through the corner there. Looks like the 22 gets a little bit tight. It's coming up the track. Yeah, just gets into him, gets some spun around there. Also want to flash back to the beginning of this race too with Ty Robertson and see what happened there. We did see the 22 get a little bit tight here coming into this first corner. Oh, but Ty just got loose off that exit there.
Big time. And as to our first yellow flag of the night, you saw the contact there with Christopher Toppings and Thomas McLaughlin there, Chris Toppings coming over the radio and taking responsibility for that one. Appreciate that out of him. We love it when our guys are taking responsibility for the cautions. We appreciate that very much. Got a couple guys coming around here. Looks like Ronald Breland's going to be able to go ahead and get that lap back. I know we've talked about it previously, but we do keep the driver radio. I am able to hear it, which does make for quite a lot of voices in my ear while we're trying to do the broadcast, but we do try to keep the driver radio off of the air just in case you're watching this with your grandma or your kids or whatever. Want to keep any sort of adult language that might be coming out to a minimum. But
well, while we are sitting here, let's see if we can pull over your race leader in Brandon Lopez to see if he has anything to say what's going on or this track or how it's handling. If I can find Brandon here. Brandon, you got a copy list in the booth?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Well, hey, man, you got a good start there. Got a good jump on that first one, sitting right on the outside of Ty. Saw him get a little bit loose down there on the exit. Tell us about how that car is handling right now on cold tires and how you're feeling about this race.
It's a bit difficult because it can feel nice, but in dirty air, you can get extremely loose, like really, really loose. So you gotta have to really focus on throttle control, especially on 1 and 2, or else the car will snap on you. But overall, since I'm in front, it feels nice, but I'm not sure how it's gonna feel when I get in the pack eventually during the stage break or whatnot.
As far as the fuel window goes, tell me what we're looking at. How many laps are you looking at going until you have to pit?
45 to 50 laps is around the fuel window, most likely 45 laps. But one can say that because you know how iRacing can be sometimes give you extra fuel when you're not accounting for it. So I would say between 45 and 50 laps, that's your fuel window.
Absolutely. I'm gonna let you get back to this restart, man. Thanks for talking to us and good luck out there.
All right, man. You guys have a good one.
It's going to be Brandon Lopez currently sitting in the lead right now, and as soon as we get this restart going, we will get to our picks, which we did pick beforehand just so we can make the graphics for it.
100%.
So I can't say we made them up on the spot. I couldn't make graphics that quick if I tried.
It's like we have some of our field joining in that went down pit road to either get some damage repaired or maybe top off on gas. Looks like we got Ty Robertson back in the field, Ronald Breland, Chris Toppings, and Thomas McLaughlin all joining up with the field right now. So we are going to be running with a full field of 15 here on this restart, as it is going to be, I believe, lap 8 when they cross the stripe here, and we get this thing back underway at Texas Motor Speedway. Another really good restart there for your current race leader, Brandon Lopez, getting those bonus points for leading a lap. Reminder, for leading a lap, you do not get points per lap led. So that is something different from some other leagues, but we will see how that progresses as the night goes on. A lot more separation out of the pack, too, immediately after that restart, compared to what we saw on the first restart. I'm assuming you can probably chalk that up to having those fresher tires and being able to actually stick to the track a little bit more at this point.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Those tires just a little cold. You saw two guys get a little bit loose in different ways there. One got really tight coming into the corner, and one got really loose. So kind of a difference of driving styles, and you can really manipulate turn 1 and 2 as you come through here if you want to get a high arc, if you want to enter a little bit lower. But I know the secret to this track, and it sounds weird, but the more that you back off on this corner, the further you back off, the better off you're going to be. This is a big track to get a really good exit on. That's going to be key here, is getting exit off of turn 2 and turn 4. But I think this is a really, really opportune time to go into our picks for the night, actually.
Well, mine may seem a bit unfair, seeing as how who's leading the race right now. But once again, hand to God, promise you, made the picks before the race. We had to make the graphics before the race. So my pick tonight is going to be Brandon Lopez. He was very, very fast in practice. I believe he had our second fastest practice time, second to Ty Robertson. But I know Brandon Lopez really enjoys Texas. I've seen him race at Texas before. I know this is a track he likes. So looking to see big things out of Brandon Lopez tonight, and he is, at least as of currently, proving me right. And given our current standings, I think your pick is going to be pretty opportune as well.
Absolutely, man. I'm going with Frank the Tank, the Italian stallion, Frank Marchese. As I pull up his stats here, you just saw Brandon Lopez with that 108 rating. But the thing I'm looking at here for Frank Marchese, incidents per start, 0s. And I was like, well, maybe that's a mistake. Let's look back. He is averaging 0 to 0.1 incidents per start over the last season and the first 2 races of this season. So it shows me he's a very clean driver, knows how to keep it clean. We know he had some internet issues last year, and that kind of held him back. But now with the internet issues behind him, I think he is going to be a problem this season.
100%. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the points all end up shaping out this season. I think it's going to be really, really fun. Seeing some shuffling going on in the back of the pack, too. I mean, as you saw early on, Ty Robertson, your pole sitter for this race, now back in 10th place. After getting tight on that very, very first lap. Chris Toppings also sitting back in 13th right now. Ronald Breland going to be back in 14th. And then Thomas McLaughlin maybe still dealing with a little bit of the damage from that last caution. Going to currently be back in 15th place, but we do have some people moving up as well. Dagan Barnes started in 15th, and he's currently going to be up to 11th. Brian Gibbons up a spot from 10th to 9th. Brandon Trush moved up from 13th to 8th place. Jamie Horn going to be your biggest mover on the night so far.
And still moving
started
up.
In 12th. Yeah, started in 12th, moving up to 5th.
Yeah, I think Frank got a little loose there on exit of turn 2, and that caused him to drop back to 5th place. Still gonna be up 1 spot from where he started, but now right in front of his teammate in Greg McConey. Oh, we got a car loose in the back. That's me, Dagan Barnes. Smacks the wall, keeps it straight.
Good job by Dagan to keep it straight. No caution gonna fly on that. Everyone able to get around it. I believe he's going to be almost all the way at the back. I think Thomas McLaughlin going to be the only one that is still going to be behind him at this point.
That was a incredible dodge by Chris Toppings there.
Love to see a good dodge out of the boys. That's just good stuff. You love watching it happen. It feels good too. I don't think there's too many things that feel better when you're behind the wheel than just like the world of crap opening up in front of you, something happening. Maybe you weren't paying super close attention. Maybe someone was talking to you, whatever. And you just be like, oh my Lord, gotta cut the wheel, make it still stick. Really tough as well at a track like Texas where it can be so loose to begin with. And still able to make that dodge. Really good work there, both by Chris to dodge that and to Dagan as well for keeping it between the stripes.
Yeah, sometimes you're surprised when you come out on the other side. Like, wow, I made it.
I wasn't expecting that.
I'll say that, and also finishing a race, especially the race that you win, and finally crossing the finish line for it to be over. It just seems like the tension on your shoulders just releases instantly. I love that feeling.
It's like Thomas McLaughlin is going to be bringing it back down pit road here. Assume he's trying to get some more damage fixed up here. Chris Toppings was battling with his teammate there at Quack Pack Racing, Ronald Breland, there for just a second. Looks like Ronald's able to get out in front, and then they're still chasing down their teammate, Jonathan Pereira, currently sitting up in 11th place right now. Brian Gibbons, one of the newcomers to Trash Panda Autosport, going to be sitting up there in 10th place right now. Ty Robertson back on the move as well, getting around Kevin Tankos there. That's 8th and 9th place. They're trying to get around Brandon Trush, currently sitting in 7th place right now. Oh, Brandon Trush just hopped off of the wall right there. So Brandon's still trying to get it fully under control. Ty trying to get around him, trying to get up there and chase down Greg McConey, who's currently sitting in 6th place right now. Got the Trash Panda Autosport teammates in 6th and 5th right now, Greg McConey and Frank Marchese. Up front is still going to be Everett Larson in 4th place, Jamie Horn in 3rd. Mitchell Wilson going to be sitting in second place, and Brandon Lopez still going to be leading this race. Look at the race that Mitchell Wilson is having right now. Well, Mitchell, one of the newcomers to the league. He is teammates at Midwest Motorsports with Dagan Barnes. Dagan raced with us last year, and then he brought Mitchell in this year. And I mean, he's been kind of killing it so far.
Yeah, very impressive run out of him. Had a good run last week too at Michigan. Got a lot of newcomers this year that are really fast and really bringing it. Jamie Horn's going to try to make a look here on the bottom side of Mitchell Wilson.
Looks like he's going to be able to get it done there. That's going to move Mitchell Wilson back to third place. Jamie Horn going to move up into second place. Everett Larson going to be sitting back there in fourth. Got our first comment in here from John Larson. Partial to the 01. Go Everett. Everett currently sitting in fourth place right now, trying to chase down Mitchell Wilson up there in third. He's got Frank Marchese and Greg McConey right behind him. Frank Marchese about a half a second back right now. Here on lap 23 of 150 here at Texas Motor Speedway. Once again, thank you to everybody who is joining in with us for this race. We had somewhere between like 9 and 12 or 13 people in here most of the night, so thank you very much for joining with us on this Monday night. I know it's college football championship night here tonight. For those that do care, Indiana currently leading the Miami Hurricanes 3-0 here with, I believe, just over 7 minutes left in the first half. So whether you're pulling for Indiana or Miami or don't have a dog in the fight, thank you for at least keeping us on split screen here while the college football championship is going on. We appreciate it very much. Be sure to like the stream and subscribe. It helps out so much, and keep on cheering on your favorite drivers in the comments. We always put the replays of the races up right after it's over. I know a lot of the guys like to go back and check on their performance, see how they did, things like that, but then they also get to hear their friends and family cheering for them. I just think it's a pretty cool thing. So thank you all very much. We appreciate it. Some other updates going on out on the track. Dagan Barnes able to still be out on the track. Following that slide that we saw him have a couple laps ago, he is about 20 seconds behind the race leader, currently sitting in 14th, and Thomas McLaughlin currently going to be sitting in 15th. He is 7 laps down, and he is still on pit road. Unfortunately, maybe the end of the night for Thomas McLaughlin.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm not sure what happened. Brandon Lopez, very loose getting around. I'm not sure what happened there. We'll go back and check on that.
Oh, man.
It's coming around.
He got loose and he had to lock it up. I mean, really good job to prevent damage there, but that is going to cost him quite a few spots there. It's actually going to send him all the way back to 11th place, and now 11, almost 12 seconds off of the race lead. As you see Ronald Breland starting to chase him down as well. And it's going to give you a new race leader here. It's going to be Jamie Horn. And that number 98 machine, your new race leader, Mitchell Wilson, now going to be in second place. Everett Larson going to be sitting in third place. And Frank Marchese looking to make a move for third here. Looks like Everett got a little bit loose. Might have caught just a piece of the wall right there. You see Frank Marchese trying to find his way around right there.
So the cool thing about this race too is I actually ended up going with 4 sets of tires tonight when planning out this race. So I had 3 initially, then switched it at the last second to add another set. But also throwing a stage caution kind of in the middle of that fuel window for the guys. So we'll have to make a green flag stop here in the next 10 to 15 laps, and then we'll have to choose if they want to ride that out to the stage break or pit a little bit earlier, wait to pit after the stage break so they can decide to take a set of tires there. So it's really going to make some changes in the field, and I'm not trying to manipulate a race in any way, but I want a little bit of strategy here. I think it's good racing, makes for a good time.
Oh, 100%. I think that's where you can kind of help level out the playing field here as well. Because I mean, we have guys in here who, have been iRacing since the very beginning. We've had guys who are league champions in here. We have guys who normally ride toward the middle of the pack, and when you add some strategy into the race, it really does make it so that the guys who are different skill levels can still all have a chance. It's like Dagan Barnes going to be going a lap down here as you see Jamie Horn work his way around him, followed by Mitchell Wilson. Dagan catching the wall again right there. Frank Marchese going to be coming in hot here in third place in just a few seconds. Looks like Everett Larson's going to be right behind him. Greg McConey, teammates with Frank Marchese at Trash Panda Autosport, going to be about a second behind them.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about Greg much tonight. Greg's sitting here in 5th place right now, up 3 spots. I've been watching his numbers for a little bit, his gap here, and kind of been sitting around 3.5 to 3.7 for the past few laps, but maybe sizing up the guys in the front to figure out what he needs to do later on in the run. We know he does like a good long run and can have a long run car. And again, with the stage break coming up here on lap 60, definitely going to cause some issues.
There's another pack of cars there working their way around Dagan Barnes, having him a lap down right now. He's going to be your only car on the track currently. A lap down. Thomas McLaughlin going to be 16 laps down, still sitting on pit road. Your last car on the lead lap currently is going to be the number 22 car of Christopher Toppings. Currently going to be about 16 seconds behind the race leader, sitting in 13th. His teammate Ronald Breland going to be right in front of him in 12th place. Brian Gibbons going to be currently sitting in 11th place. Brandon Lopez going to be in 10th place now after we saw him honestly make a really good save. He had to lock it up to keep from getting in the wall after getting loose coming out of exit there about 7 or 8 laps ago. Trying to work his way back up, but he does still have a ways to go. Brandon Trush going to be in 9th place right now. Jonathan Pereira in 8th right now. Kevin Tankos going to be in 7th. And Ty Robertson was sitting in 6th, but Ty Robertson bringing it down pit road here.
Love it.
Interesting
good
strategy play out of Ty Robertson here.
Brandon Lopez is going to follow his lead, do the same thing right here. I wonder if Everett is going to do the same thing. Kevin Tankos as well. Jamie Horn going to bring it down.
Mitchell Wilson choosing to keep it out on the track for the time being. Going to give you a new race leader and a new lap led to the number 46 car of Mitchell Wilson. Now Frank Marchese going to be sitting in 2nd place. Everett Larson in 3rd. Greg McConey 4th. Kevin Tankos 5th. Now Jonathan Pereira is going to take 6th. And Brandon Trush in 7th. Jamie Horn down pit road. Brian Gibbons still out on the track. Right beside Ronald Breland right there. Ty Robertson bringing it back out onto the track. Same for Brandon Lopez. Looks like Dagan Barnes still out there on the track. So Ty Robertson currently going to be in the position. Actually, no, that wouldn't be right. Excuse me. I believe Dagan Barnes still going to be in the lucky dog position unless Ty Robertson and Brandon Lopez can get around him there.
And what's interesting is I just had a conversation with Jamie Horn today, actually, asking him for some advice on some pit strategy for another league that I race in, just how I should be doing things. And I kind of consider Jamie as more of a mentor for me, especially me still learning how to do all this iRacing stuff. And he was talking about if the guys behind him pit, he wants to come in the next lap. And that's exactly what he did there. So true to his word there, and definitely knows how to run the strategy and stay out front. So we'll see how this pans out for him. We got about 20 to go until this stage caution hits. Frank Marchese going to bring it down pit road now. Everett Larson already on pit road, taking 4 tires here. Wilson's still on the track. McConaughey's going to be in second place, but Tanko's right on his heels.
Like Jonathan Pereira still out on the track as well. Brandon Trush also still out on the track, but Marchese now having brought it down. Looks like, I believe that's going to be Chris Toppings bringing it back out onto the track there. Everett Larson back out on the track as well as we cycle through these green flag pit stops before we get to our stage break here. You know, there's a lot, like you were talking about earlier, a lot of different strategy that goes into this. Everyone's going to have to pit before the stage break at lap 60, but the longer these guys can push it, maybe if they don't want to take 4 tires at the stage break, for example, or if they want to try to push it a little bit further, maybe they want to try to stay out. They will have some extra gas that they will be able to use if they push it a little bit later, but some of these other guys, I think, are trying to line it up so that their pit stops line up with the stage break. But lots of different strategies out of these guys.
Yeah, I'm curious now if Wilson, when he comes into pit, if he will take 4 tires or not, just take a gas and go and try to hold it out, get those stage points, and then take your tires at the break. That's also going to save you another set at the very end of this race too, just in case there is a green-white checkered or a caution within 10 laps and you do want to take some right side tires or something.
100%. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out as the rest of the night goes on. Looks like Dagan Barnes bringing it off of pit road here. He is going to be 3 laps down now currently. It looks like I just saw it, the disconnect come through actually. I believe Thomas McLaughlin going to be calling it a night. Back there in 15th, saw him down there on pit road for a while, and I think maybe the car had just had enough for the night. It's like Greg McConey going to go ahead and bring it down pit road here. Mitchell Wilson still out there on the track. Kevin Tankos also still out there on the track, along with Jonathan Pereira and Brandon Trush. Brian Gibbons also coming down pit road.
Looks like Jonathan Pereira is actually going to bring it down right now too. And we're wondering how long Mitchell can hold out.
100%. Looks like, I believe Greg only took right sides right there.
Not a bad call, man. There's so much room for strategy in this league. I mean, it's just endless possibilities. We saw it last week. Everybody had, it seemed like every driver was on a different strategy, and it seemed to play out for some and some not so much. But I mean, I don't think there's a wrong strategy. I mean, there's definitely a wrong strategy for sure, but the ones these guys are taking, definitely not anything I see wrong with it. Anything can happen.
Yeah, 100%. Looks like there is Mitchell Wilson bringing it down. That is going to give this lap lead to Kevin Tankos, who is now going to be your new race leader. Mitchell Wilson bringing it down pit road. Looks like Brandon Trush is woeing it down to bring it down as well.
I'm looking here now at the pit stop strategies here, and Gary Breland and Chris Toppings both pitted on that first caution.
So that would have been on, what, lap 8?
Lap 6, so these guys are able to stretch it just a little bit further than the others as Kevin Tankos starts to bring it down pit road right now. Making your race leader going to be Gary Breland. That's Greg McConaughey making that pass, getting his lap back the hard way.
And that is going to give Greg McConaughey his lap back as he goes around. Gary Breland right there. Now that it makes your lucky dog car the number 5 of Brandon Lopez. Currently do still have 3 cars 1 lap down. That's going to be Brandon Lopez, Jonathan Pereira, and Brian Gibbons. All going to be 1 lap down in 11th, 12th, and 13th. Dagan Barnes going to be 3 laps down in 14th. And then Thomas McLaughlin, not currently on the track, going to be 31 laps down as they go around the strike that last time. But like you said, just the different strategies that the guys are able to use is one of my favorite parts of the race. And you know, a lot of people will always be like, "Oh, you know, if you don't have a bunch of cautions, then it's not exciting. I disagree completely. Watching the race from up here, being able to see the different strategies that these guys are going with, I think is so much fun. It's almost like watching like a top-down view of a chess match. It's just really, really exciting. I know last week we had some of the wildest fuel strategies that I've seen in, honestly, a really long time, to the point where even I was like, I don't know if half of these guys are going to make it to the checkered flag. And most of them did. And then most of them also ran out of gas like the second they crossed the line. But just really, really interesting stuff. And then I know tonight we're seeing some different timing strategies go on so far, some different tire strategies. When we're talking about Greg only taking the right sides there. And then you got, like you said, you got Gary Breland. Looks like Chris Toppings has brought it down pit road and is now bringing it back out now. He's going to give up second place for that. But Gary Breland's still out there on the track getting laps led. That is your winner of last week's race, and he is back out in the start, out in the front again, leading this race. I do believe, unless my math is just very, very wrong, that he will need to bring it down before the stage break.
Yeah, the furthest we've seen it stretched out so far is 48 laps. So, I mean, it's going to be very close. He has about 2 to go before he reaches lap 48 on these tires and on the fuel that he's on. I think he'll have to bring it down.
And the pits close at what lap?
It's going to be closing at lap 58. But this is a chance for him to come down and just, you know, take tires if he wants to and don't have to pit during the stage break. Or just do a quick gas and go. I don't think he's going to be able to maintain the lead with a gas and go.
Looks like I see Brandon Lopez right there trying to get his lap back the old-fashioned way.
Breland's slowing it down. He's going to bring it down right now if he can get down.
Yep.
Again,
Just
I hate this pit road.
Good job by Gary Breland there getting it down onto pit road. Heard him make the call over the radio. That is going to put Jamie Horn, I believe, back in your race lead once he gets around here. And he's going to cross the stripe right there. To give himself the race lead, I believe Ty Robertson is going to currently be sitting in second place. He's going to be right at 4 seconds behind Jamie Horn right now. Kevin Tankos currently sitting in fourth, but he has Frank Marchese all on his inside door, and Everett Larson is right there looking for his opportunity as well.
Oh, we know Frank can scrap when it comes down to points here. Seems like when he gets close to the stage breaks, he turns it on a little bit and gets going. He can really make some moves there. And Everett Larson's going to get around Tankos as well.
Everett Larson trying to chase down Frank Marchese. Looks like Frank Marchese's turned it up just a little bit. Going to move himself up into third place here. Everett Larson going to be sitting in fourth. Kevin Tankos in fifth. Frank's teammate Greg McConey going to be sitting in sixth place right now. Brandon Lopez going to be in seventh. Jonathan Pereira in eighth. Chris Toppings is going to be ninth. And Gary Breland going to be 10th right now. Still do have a couple cars a lap down right now. Brian Gibbons and Mitchell Wilson both going to be 1 lap down each. Dagan Barnes is going to be 2 laps down right now in 13th. And Brandon Trush is going to be 3 laps down in 14th right now.
Yeah, I wonder if Trush had to get some damage repaired there. Now, if you're Mitchell Wilson, if everybody pits, you're okay because you'll get a wave around. But if everybody does not pit in front of you, you will not get that wave around. But if he does get the wave around, he will not be able to pit under this caution.
Yeah, so again, you're going to have to take some strategy into play here. As we see these guys take lap 58, which means that the pits are going to be closing here. As we go into lap 59, and these guys are going to be racing hard to try to get some positions. The reminder, there is some points on the table. for where you are able to finish here at the stage. 10 bonus points to whoever finishes first, 9 for second, 8 for third, so on and such forth, down to 10th place. Currently, it is going to be Chris Toppings, who is in that last position, I guess, in the money, you would say. As Jamie Horn crosses the line to make it lap 60. Reminder, the yellow flag will be coming out when our current 10th place driver, which is going to be Chris Toppings, crosses the line to make it lap 61. He's going to be there racing with his teammate.
Yeah, for all those at home too wondering, the positions after they cross the line, if the leaders were to change positions now, it does not affect the stage points. We go back and review to make sure whoever crossed the line in that order got the points there.
Yep.
We just want to give everybody a chance to race back to the line to try to get those points. And that's going to be the stage right there. Yeah, I know I've had that question come up, that if the 10th place driver is all the way around the track, can I still gain some stage points there before he gets around? The answer is no. It's whatever your position is when you cross that line to make it lap 61. We go back and review just in case iRacing tries to throw a little bit different numbers at us, just to make sure these guys are getting their points fair and square. But we also want to give these guys in 8th, 9th, 10th, 7th, anywhere else, their fair shake to race back and try to get as many points as possible instead of throwing it as soon as the leader gets there.
100%. And congratulations to Jamie Horn for being your stage race winner here at Texas Motor Speedway. And congratulations on the bonus points to Ty Robertson, Everett Larson, Frank Marchese, Greg McConey, Kevin Tankos, Brandon Lopez, Jonathan Pereira, Ronald Breland, and Chris Toppings. That is going to be your top 10 as we close out this first stage at Texas Motor Speedway. I believe Brian Gibbons is going to be in the lucky dog position, but we will see how everything shapes out with everyone bringing it down pit road. Looks like the only person I still see staying out.
Kind of surprised by some of the strategy here. Again, no wrong. There is wrong strategies for sure. I don't think anybody's making a wrong strategy. I'm just somewhat surprised by some of them. But I can also see the move as well. These guys race off pit road here. Marchese coming off, Larson behind him, Lopez getting off. Tanko's big battle between McConey, Breland, Pereira. Toppings coming off pit road right now. Mitchell Wilson and Gibbons still on pit road, but here comes Gibbons. Trying to sort out some issues here on the back end. These guys come around, pace lights are off, so I think we are about to get back green flag racing. That's going to be Gary Breland on the inside row in first place, Frank Marchese on the outside, Everett Larson with a strong run last week and strong run tonight. They're going to be starting third place on his outside. Brandon Lopez. Your next row is going to be Kevin Tankos and Jonathan Pereira. And we are back green flag racing here. Great jump by Breland there at the front.
Yeah, really good job by Gary Breland out there at the front, followed directly by Frank Marchese and Everett Larson, both right behind him, getting a really good restart. Brandon Lopez is right back there as well. Kevin Tankos and Jonathan Pereira right there, trying to get caught back up.
A lot of movement up there at the front. Everett Larson trying that high side. Tries the inside, doesn't work right now. Breland's going to get tight, trying to use a little bit of side draft there. Anything he can to try to slow him down. That's a hard corner to enter low and exit low on. Same thing right here. I think Breland's going to have a good run if he can hold this corner right. But Larson driving it through very, very well. Same thing for Frank Marchese.
Yeah, Everett Larson did a great job there on the high side, sticking in and maintaining his lane, but Frank Marchese's doing a really good job on the inside line there, and I've seen different guys kind of trying to use those different lines tonight, and it seems like some guys have cars that they're way happier keeping on the high side, and other guys have cars that they are way happier keeping on the low side. Marchese able to take second place there. Looks like Gary Breland might have gotten a little bit loose, but he's able to catch it there. Brandon Lopez now looking for his place to go. He's trying to get back into third place. What a run back for Brandon Lopez as well, after all that trouble so early in the race.
Yeah, I mean, Lopez being your pick tonight. We know he's a talented driver. Know he can get back to the front. A little bit of adversity's never hurt this guy. So good to see him keep his head up, staying forward. And I think that's one of the big things you have to think about when you're driving. It's not just your car is hurt. It's sometimes your mentality, your head's hurt. When you make a mistake or something goes wrong, and I know I am definitely guilty of that, I'll get in my own head and drive the car a little bit differently. But it's a big part of racing, able to keep your head on straight and keep pushing forward, and that's exactly what Lopez is doing here tonight.
Currently have 10 cars on the lead lap. Chris Toppings going to be the last car on the lead lap currently, as he is in 10th place. You can see him working his way around Dagan Barnes right there. Dagan currently sitting in 14th place. 2 laps down. 9th place is going to be Greg McConey. Right now, Ty Robertson going to be sitting in 8th place right now. Jamie Horn going to be in 7th place. And a lot of battling going on right there around the 6th to 4th positions right there. Jonathan Pereira in 6th. Kevin Tankos is going to be currently sitting in 5th, battling with Gary Breland right there. As you see, Jonathan Pereira looking for his spot to try to get his nose down on the inside lane as well. And then Brandon Lopez currently back in 3rd place. Frank Marchese about 0.4 seconds behind your race leader, Everett Larson, right now.
Ooh, that's Jonathan Pereira getting a little bit loose there off the exit in that 38 machine. Able to keep it straight. Ty Robertson's going to take that position away, take full advantage of that mistake. Move himself up into 7th place. Pereira falls back to 8th place.
Another thing to keep your eye on here, too, is look at Mitchell Wilson. Mitchell Wilson's a lap down right now, but he is up there racing with these guys, making really, really good lap times. 30.329 for Mitchell Wilson. Really, really good lap times.
Trying to get his lap back the hard way there, and that's good for Brian Gibbons as well. Caution did come out. if Wilson were able to get in front of these leaders, Gibbons would also get his lap back as well, or get his lap back because he would be the lucky dog there.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that's a little weird about just the iRacing rules and how it works and everything is if there is any sort of contact after the yellow flag has come out, then if you're in the lucky dog position, it won't give you the lucky dog, even if it was entirely not your fault. I think he got bumped in the rear end right there as the yellow flag came out, so it took it away from him. So gonna try to see what we can do to remedy that situation as well if we do end up with another yellow flag. But right now, that is not looking like it's in the cards. We are on lap 75 of 150 here at Texas Motor Speedway, and these guys are out here just burning it down, but seemingly very, very safely.
And here we go, Frank Marchese looking for that high side pass, going to try that middle line. And sometimes this line here at Texas can move up. You can see a little black seam all the way around the track, about 1 lane higher. If you get your left tires on that seam, it kind of helps rotate the car, especially through 3 and 4. And almost to the point in these next gens where you don't really have to lift that much. You kind of just let the throttle breathe for a second and then get right back into the gas and can push that car around. Wilson, very loose down there as he comes out of turn 2. Trying to use that seam right there we're just talking about to get that car to rotate.
I think it might have rotated just a little bit too much.
Yeah, just a
heard
little
Ty
bit.
Robertson come over the radio, say good save, Mitchell. Got these guys really battling back and forth now. Frank Marchese still trying to get up there to Everett Larson battle for the lead. Brandon Lopez, Kevin Tanko starting to battle it out for 3rd and 4th as well. Another thing I wanted to mention here as well, good Lord. 28 people in the stream right now. Thank you all so much for joining here with us for what has been a really awesome night of racing so far. We appreciate it very much. Thank you for at least having us on split screen with the college football playoff. Be sure you like and subscribe if you haven't. Cheer on your drivers in the comments. I know they appreciate it, and we appreciate it as well. Got Forge ZB here in the comments, which I do happen to know. I try to learn everybody's YouTube usernames, but I do know that one. That one is our very own Zach Baker, who was not able to make it tonight due to some work issues. So if you know where Zach works, call his work, tell him to let him out, let him go race. Work is stupid, money isn't real, let's race. Saying so Gibbons should have gotten the lucky dog. I guess technically would be the way to put that, because he was in the lucky dog position, but iRacing rules are stupid, and we were trying to get everything figured out because I thought that he had also come down pit road, which would have also taken away the lucky dog, but he did get bumped before that, so he should have gotten the lucky dog before that, and I think he just took that opportunity to go down pit road, so we're going to try to remedy that if we have another yellow flag. And then saying, also, I wish I was there, boys. Love Texas, but hopefully a Trash Panda Autosport teammate gets it done. We miss having you out here, Zach. And your Trash Panda Autosport boys are doing you proud here tonight so far. Frank Marchese sitting in a very strong 2nd place. Greg sitting back there in 7th right now. Been maintaining a very, very consistent pace all night long. Which, honestly, at Texas is really what you kind of want to be doing. We talked about it early in the stream and early in the race, how Texas is one of those races that, like, the tire wear, the damage and everything will just really sneak up on you. You'll think you have a great car and everything's going great, and then all of a sudden you go 30 laps on those tires and it's like, oh, I'm not having fun anymore.
Yeah, definitely got to be able to save, and nobody does it better than Jamie Horn here, who just got around Kevin Tankos, now looking to get around Brandon Lopez as well. And I mean, I was watching Horn here for a little bit, trying to get around Tankos. I know personally how well Tankos can block. I mean, this guy's defensive player of the year. I mean, a Brian Urlacher in the trenches, but this, he knows how to defend very, very well, and was putting some moves on Jamie Horn there. Jamie able to get around, capitalizing on a tiny mistake that Tankos made and brushed up against the wall. But
yeah, I remember there was a race in a different league. And see Jamie Horn accelerating there around Brandon Lopez, moving himself into 3rd place there. It looks like Tankos is going to try to get his back as well on Brandon Lopez on the inside lane. I remember I was spotting for you in a race in a different league, and you were, I think, in 2nd, and Tankos was in 1st. And the only thing I hear over the radio is just, Tankos! Because, I mean, buddy, I love you, but but he had your ankles, and he put them in his back pocket.
He definitely did. He had me that whole race, but ended up winning that race. Well, we can remind Tankos of that a little bit later.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Zach again in the comments, please call my work and tell them I have important sim racing to do. There's nothing more important than sim racing.
I don't know if Frank Marchese is sizing up Everett Larson or just trying to get past him now and unable to do so, but he has gotten very close a few times and unable to seal the deal here. Both these guys putting on lap 60 so they can go to about lap 105-ish maybe.
Somewhere right around there. Just heard Dagan Barnes come over the radio saying that he is going to try to stay high, let these guys get around. Looks like there's Everett, Frank, Jamie, and Kevin all going to get around. Dagan Barnes right there. That is going to put Dagan Barnes 3 laps down, I believe. Still do have 10 cars on the lead lap right now. Chris Topping's still going to be your last car on the lead lap in 10th place. Going to be about 16 seconds behind the race leader. First car a lap down right now is going to be Mitchell Wilson. You actually see right there behind Ty Robertson. Ty Robertson currently sitting in 6th place. Brian Gibbons also going to be 1 lap down in 12th. Brandon Trush 2 laps down in 13th. And then Dagan Barnes now 3 laps down in 14th. But we're starting to see those times go back a little bit now too. Everett Larson, your race leader, and we know how important clean air is at Texas. Everett ran a 30.28 last lap. Frank Marchese 30.25, a little bit faster. Jamie Horn 30.13. And I know on fresh tires, these guys can easily do high 28, so we're already going to be down a couple of tenths from where we were on those fresh tires.
Yeah, it looks like Jamie Horn's going to try to make a move here as these guys just passed the stripe again. Jamie Horn about a 10.5 faster than Frank Marchese.
I just heard Dagan come over the radio saying, I am scared for my life. This thing has no front end anymore. And I think that is the story of Texas right there. You think everything's going great. You're driving around having a lovely Monday evening stroll, and all of a sudden you realize, oh God, I can't turn anymore.
Yeah, if you hit that front right, especially coming off this corner right there like you just did, it's going to mess up your steering there. Jamie Horn going to look to the inside of Marchese again. Now he's got his door.
And look at Tanko sitting back there just waiting for his opportunity. Jamie Horn looks like he's been making his bones on the inside lane almost all night long. You're just able to get such a good exit on that high side. That's how Frank's been able to stay in there. He's doing such a good job of sticking that high lane and hitting his marks, making it really hard for Jamie Horn to get around him.
Yeah, and this turn 1 and 2 is such a finesse type of turn. The way you have to get in there, use a little bit of
Jamie
brake.
almost got him right there.
Yeah, not too much brake, but just a little bit of brake to help your car sit in there and rotate and really get set before you get back into the throttle and not spin it. But
I think Jamie got him. Yeah, he finally got him. Really good battle by Frank Marchese right there, but Jamie able to use that inside lane and get around. It really is just like the tale of two stories right there, because you see Jamie able to carry so much speed into the corner there on the inside lane, but Frank's able to exit so well on that high side. He's just able to put up a really, really good battle. Now you see Kevin Tankos back there in the number 4 car going to try to do the same to get around Frank, but Frank doing a good job right now holding on to 3rd place. Jamie Horn now got to go try to run down Everett Larson, who's been your race leader for about the last 30 laps right now.
yeah, Everett's been enjoying that clean air out in front. Cycle's coming to a close here in the next 15 laps, where these guys will have to start pitting. Everett Larson trying to hold out as long as he can. I'm curious if Jamie Horn wants to make this pass here, if he's content staying behind and kind of having the pit strategy to his advantage. If I had to take a guess, he's going to try to make a pass here. Oh, Kevin Tanko's very loose, falling back. Lopez going to take that spot away. Marchese going to get out ahead.
Really good save right there by Tankos, but that is going to cost him a couple of spots right there. I see Ty Robertson going to be looking to get back into the top 5 right there. Greg McConey and Ronald Breland and Gary Breland will be sitting back there in 7th and 8th. They're both trying to work their way back into the fight as well. And I believe we actually just set a new concurrent viewers record. Currently have 31 people in the stream right now. That is awesome. Thank you all so much for joining in here with us and hanging out. We appreciate it very, very much over here at Knapp Daddy Racing and the Knapp Daddy Racing League. We hope you hang out. We hope you keep tuning in every single Monday night to catch some of this racing action. We're going to Darlington next week. That is going to be a really, really good one. But it has been an exciting night here at Texas so far, as Everett Larson still able to hold off Jamie Horn. Jamie Horn about 0.3 of a second back behind him. Frank Marchese going to be about a second behind the race leader in 3rd place. About 1.7 seconds for Brandon Lopez in 4th, and Kevin Tankos going to be back in 5th place, about 2.5 seconds behind, as you see Mitchell Wilson right there get around Kevin Tankos as well. Mitchell Wilson is currently a lap down. We saw Mitchell Wilson lead laps earlier in this race. Has a very, very fast car. Saw him running 1st and 2nd for the good majority of the early parts of this race. It almost seems like he's trying to get his lap back the old-fashioned way. He's been moving through the field.
Yeah, he was doing some really good times, putting up some really good pace until he got a little loose here off of turn 2 a bit earlier. Set him back a little bit from where he was at. But he is climbing right back up towards the front. Everett Larson continues to lead this thing, only a 10th in front of Jamie Horn in that 98 machine.
It looks like we have another car going a lap down here. I believe that's going to be Dagan Barnes going another lap down. That is going to put him 4 laps down in the race now. He's currently going to be sitting back there in 14th place. Still 2 cars a lap down. Mitchell Wilson, who we just talked about there, 1 lap down in 11th. Brian Gibbons is going to be the other car a lap down, currently sitting in 12th. And then Brandon Trush going to be 2 laps down right now in 13th place.
Yeah, meanwhile, Jamie Horn's got the door of Everett Larson trying to hold it right here. Larson's going to do a high send to the top side to try to get a good run out of here. Jamie Horn closes the door on him. Little crossover from Larson. Horn's going to take that second lane up, try to get that car to rotate. Larson's washing up just a bit. Horn with a really good exit here. That's going to push him out ahead. What a battle.
Great battle. Really good work out of both of those guys. Just heard Dagan Barnes also call out over the radio that he was bringing it down pit road. I think he said emergency pit was his exact words, as he is down on pit road currently. But that's just fun to watch, man. You see 2 guys up there up front who, I mean, at least to my knowledge, I don't know that Jamie Horn and Everett Larson have ever raced each other any sort of great deal before, but just to see those 2 guys up front who very obviously know what they're doing, ready to have a good battle, that's just so much fun to watch.
Yeah, we've seen some good stuff out of both of those guys, and Jamie Horn dusting off the old toolkit there to break out some moves there. Everett Larson trying to come back with the crossover that looked really good.
That was excellent work out of Everett Larson. And Jamie, obviously, we've seen him race in other leagues before. Everett Larson, I'm a little bit newer to the Everett Larson fan club, but I know he joined this league here fairly recently, I believe, like right before the season started. And he's over there racing. He's over there racing with God, my brain isn't working. He's with the Last Row Motorsports crew, right?
He is with Last Row Motorsports, who's out here tonight in full force. Kevin Tankos in 4th place, a part-time driver for that team, and Brandon Lopez sitting in 5th place. Also behind him, Ty Robertson part of that Last Row Motorsports. So all those guys right now in the top 6. And I mean, just really giving it to them tonight. But I know these guys practice a little bit and do some sessions, and I run with these guys in another league, actually, that is put on by our very own number 22, Chris Toppings, on Wednesday nights. So a little shout out to the Tobacco Road Racing League. Guys like Jonathan Pereira and Gary Breland, you can catch over there. That is on Wednesday nights. But I know we picked up Everett Larson from the Madness Racing League, so a little shout out to them as well too. Want to give credit where credit's due.
Shout out to the other leagues where we meet new friends and meet new drivers. Like you said, he came from the Madness Racing League, who I don't know their YouTube channel off the top of my head, but I know they're very, very active on TikTok, so you can catch them over there.
Oh, yeah.
And then Tobacco Road Racing League. I don't know who does their broadcasting. I think it's Racer Nexus or something like that.
I believe you're correct.
And you can catch their Next Gen series, where you can see John actually out on the track, as well as some of our very own drivers out here. Go check them out for sure.
And also, if you want more racing action, you could check us out doing more broadcasting on Thursday nights on Doghouse Racing TV. We broadcast for those guys too. And special thanks to Jamie Horn and Brandon Trush from coming over from that league. And Brandon Lopez too, actually.
Yep.
Jumping over from the Doghouse Racing League. We appreciate them. That's a fantastic league.
We got Jamie Horn out in the front of this thing. Everett Larson sitting in second place right now. Frank Marchese sitting in third. Kevin Tankos in fourth. Ty Robertson in fifth. Brandon Lopez sixth. Looks like we have somebody going down pit road there, I believe. It's like Jonathan Pereira already down pit road here.
Yeah, we're starting to hit that fuel window. These drivers trying to stretch it, so this will be their last stop. So I think a lot of them, as soon as they know for a fact that they can make it the rest of the way without pitting again, they will stop here. As soon as they hit that mark.
Definitely going to start seeing that window open up here soon. Just saw another car.
Chris
saw some other
Topping,
cars.
Everett Larson, Brandon Lopez.
Both of them heading down pit road. Jamie Horn choosing to stay out for this lap. Frank Marchese now in second place, followed by Kevin Tankos and Ty Robertson. Like you said, Everett Larson going to be down pit road here. Brandon Lopez also bringing it down pit road. Mitchell Wilson keeping it out. Chris Toppings down on pit road. Jonathan Pereira just brought it down.
I think Jamie Horn's going to bring it down right now. Frank Marchese may follow. Yeah, Frank Marchese is going to come down right behind him. Kevin Tankos keeps it out. Ty Robertson keeps it out. McConey bringing it down.
Mitchell Wilson also bringing it down. And the green flag pit stops have begun. Here on lap 110 of 150. Here at Texas Motor Speedway, what a race it has been here. Just as a little update for everybody at home as well, and we try to give the sports updates whenever we are coinciding with an important sports event. The College Football National Championship is currently 10-0, being led by Indiana with 13 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Low scoring affair. So if you had the under on that one, congratulations. That's looking pretty good for you. But also Indiana has been smothering Miami so far.
That's pretty surprising. I would not think that for tonight for Indiana, Miami, but
Called low scoring, but I called low scoring like 24-17 low scoring. And it is 10-0 still. But again, thank you to everybody who is joining in here with us as we see our race leader now, Kevin Tankos. He is going to be bringing it down onto pit road, as is Ty Robertson. Also bringing it down pit road, you see Jamie Horn and Everett Larson out there on the track, both of them having already pitted. Same for Frank Marchese, Brandon Lopez, Ronald Breland currently trying to run down. Oh, Ty Robertson getting loose, able to save it.
Them cold tires, man, they will get you every time here.
Just heard Ty Robertson come. Heard Ty Robertson come over the radio and apologize, saying I have some wheel damage. Apologize for getting loose there. Apologize to Mitchell and Ronald there, and then Ronald said, "It's all good, man. Don't worry about it. I just need to go change my clothes."
Checking in with Jamie Horn here. Going to have some driver cams available for you next week. And speaking of next week, when we come back, we will be heading out to Darlington. Going to be a nice, good time out there at Darlington. Cannot wait for that one. So our overlay throws us a little fit there, but
Dagan Barnes is going to be out there going it. Another lap down there. Jamie Horn and Everett Larson both able to get around right there. Got 38 people in the stream right now. Thank you all so much for joining with us, cheering on your drivers. We appreciate it so much. This is the most concurrent viewers we have actually ever had in a Knapp Daddy Racing League broadcast. So that is really, really cool. And we appreciate it a lot, and I know the drivers do as well. Got a comment here from Everett Larson Racing 9683. Welcome to the Everett Larson fan club from Mama Larson.
we love the Everett Larson fan club now. Thank you so much for coming out and showing up and showing out.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, we were talking about earlier, some of these drivers you've seen in the previous seasons or in other leagues. I know you've raced with Everett a little bit from Madness, but I'm still pretty new to the Everett Larson fan club. Man, he's been putting on a show here tonight. Him and Jamie Horn both out at the front of this thing, putting on a really, really good battle. And also, just to be honest, it's one of our favorite things when our drivers' mothers are in the comments. I just think that's so cool. My mom does not know a singular thing about NASCAR. She just thinks it's really cool that, like, I spent a good 30 minutes explaining to my mother what it was that this broadcasting thing was. And then she's like, but it's pretend race cars. I was like, yeah, but like really cool pretend race cars.
Yeah, I've had the same conversation with my parents as well. I mean, the biggest part was, if some of you guys are very new to us here at Knapp Daddy Racing, we started off as a design company doing race cars. Actually did the paint scheme for Jamie Horn's car up here at the front that he's running tonight in that Raptor car, and got lucky enough to make a paint scheme for an ARCA guy that races ARCA in the ARCA West Series. That design made it into a video game called NASCAR 25 this year, or last year, I guess. And trying to explain to my parents that I made that and it was on a video game was the hardest thing. They didn't grasp the whole concept of it. I sent them pictures and they're like, oh, so you just upload it to the game. It's like, no, like, it's on the car. The guy is driving right now in Colorado right now. So it is definitely giving us some cool opportunities. Got to go to some races and meet some cool people, but want to see this thing grow and really get this league to grow more too.
Yeah, 100%. And one of the quickest ways to do that is actually these broadcasts for the racing league, and being able to see 39 people out here hanging out with us on a Monday night is just really, really cool. It's not lost on me, and I know it's not lost on John, and I think it's gonna be really cool when we're able to talk to the guys after the race and be like, we like far and away set a concurrent viewer record. And, me and John both try to put everything we can into the broadcasts and make sure that they are up to scratch and some of the best that you can go out here and see out here on YouTube. And we do our very best while John is a full-time student and a husband and a father, and I have a full-time job, and I'm a husband and a father to 3 dogs.
Dog dad.
Which is, not the same as, being a father to an actual kid, but, they're also messy and sometimes poop on things, so there's some similarities.
cry when they want something. Yeah, it's about the same.
Yeah, something like that.
The only difference is really you can't put a treat in front of your kid and tell them no or like wait or anything like that. That's kind of weird, but
Yeah, I would say that is a little weird. But
if I throw a Cheerio to my dog, he'll catch it. But if I throw it to my child, she just lets it hit her face. So.
And that is a point for Riley.
I cut off your great transition there. I apologize.
No, you're all good. I was going to say what isn't weird is Jamie Horn currently continuing to build that lead out front. Now about a second ahead of Everett Larson. Currently still sitting in second place. Frank Marchese going to be there in third, about 4.2 seconds behind the race leader, Kevin Tankos. Going to be sitting in fourth place right now. And he's going to have Brandon Lopez behind him by less than a half a second right now. Ty Robertson about 11 seconds behind the race leader in sixth. I know he's dealing with some wheel damage right now. Gary Brilling currently going to be sitting in seventh place with Greg McConey right behind him by right at a second. And then your last car on the lead lap right now is going to be the number 25 machine of Jonathan Pereira. He's going to be in ninth place right now. Mitchell Wilson going to be sitting one lap down in 10th place. Chris Toppings one lap down in 11th. 3 laps down for Brandon Trush in 12th. Brian Gibbons down on pit road right now. Was sitting in 13th. I believe he actually may have just disconnected right there. And then Dagan Barnes going to be currently sitting in 14th place right now, 7 laps down. Got another comment here from Sandra Horn, our old friend Sandra Horn. Hello, Mama Larson from Jamie Horn's fan club from Mama Horn. Looking forward to more racing with your team. We love the mother fan clubs. It's so much fun.
Absolutely. And between these two drivers right here, it's going to be a fun season to watch these two battle it out. I'm going to try to pull up the point standings here for a second while we got some single car racing going on right now. But coming into tonight, Ty Robertson leading that thing off. Getting a few points for the preseason win, too. You get 2 points for that win if you're in the preseason. But Jamie Horn sitting in 8th place, Everett Larson in 3rd place. So tonight, these are going to be big jumps for them, as we'll have those points updated. And I'll have a QR code up here next week that you can scan and go to our website and check out the point system for yourself if you're ever interested to see where your favorite driver is at. But right now, Jamie Horn kind of driving away with it with 24 laps to go. Our closest battle is Kevin Tankos and Brandon Lopez. Lopez is about 7/10 behind Kevin Tankos.
Just heard some chatter over the radio, too. Ronald Breland and Greg McComey contact there on that last lap. I think Ronald thought he had a gap on the low side of the track. And almost a bad situation there between Ronald Breland and Greg McConey right there for 7th and 8th place. They're on that last lap. Sandra Horn in the comments. Hey, Jonathan Hunter, good job. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you, as always, for joining into the stream. We appreciate it very much. And right now, Jamie Horn's still in the position to be thanking his mother at the end of this race, now out to a 1.6 second lead over Everett Larson, who is still sitting in a very strong second place. And Everett Larson has it's going to be about 3.3 seconds over Frank Marchese of the Trash Panda Autosport squad. Sitting in 3rd, Kevin Tankos still in 4th place right now. Brandon Lopez in 5th. Ty Robertson still sitting in 6th. And then Gary Breland going to be sitting in 7th with Greg McConey now catching back up to him here in 8th place. Looks like Greg's going to go to the low side, try to make this pass happen right here. Talked about it all night long. That high side gets so much of a run. Makes it really hard to complete that pass on the low side, but you're able to just get such a run on the low side and carry so much speed into the corner.
Let's see if he pulls
All
off
the
the
way
slide.
down to the bottom of the track for Greg McConey. Really, really good move.
Yeah, going to slide up in front, try to close him off there. As long as he can hold this block going into the corner, big bump from Breland there into the corner. That's going to push McConey up ahead, putting him in 7th place right now. He is up 1 spot for tonight. Jamie Horn up 11 spots tonight. Sitting in 1st place with 19 to go. And with this going on, we're going to bring you back a little segment from last season, but some sounds of the show as we take a quick second to get ready for these last few laps here. We'll be right back. And we are back. Just saw Greg McConey get a little bit loose there on the exit. Coming out of turn 2. And he's going to lose that spot there to Gary Breland. These guys are going back and forth at it.
Been going back and forth for the last couple laps there. Really good battle for the 7th and 8th spot. I think both of them just caught a little bit of the wall right there as well. Still got Jamie Horn out in the front of this thing. Only 12 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. Everett Larson still going to be sitting in 2nd, and Frank Marchese still sitting in 3rd. No changes in our top 3. Those guys have been doing such a good job tonight, keeping it consistent at a track that it is very hard to keep it consistent at. Brandon Lopez still going to be in 5th right now. Ty Robertson still going to be in 6th. And you got Gary Breland in 7th. Greg McConey in 8th. Jonathan Pereira in 9th. That is going to be your last car on the lead lap right now. As he is about 24 seconds behind the race leader right now. Mitchell Wilson going to be your first car a lap down. Currently sitting in 10th place. Chris Toppings in 11th. Brandon Trush in 12th. He's going to be 3 laps down. And you're gonna have Dagan Barnes 16 laps down in 13th still on the track. And then Brian Givens and Thomas McLaughlin having called it a night in 14th and 15th. As we get ever closer to the end of this race here at Texas Motor Speedway, it has been a really, really awesome night of racing so far. I know we are not done yet, but we do get closer here with every single lap. Once again, thank you to everybody for joining in and hanging out with us. We appreciate it very much. I know these drivers appreciate it as well. It's been by far our best night of viewership on a race, so we appreciate it and hope to see you again, and hopefully we put on a show good enough for you to tune back in. But it has been a really, really fun night of racing here at Texas Motor Speedway, and I know we are going to have a even better night, I guess that depends on your perspective, of racing at Darlington. Darlington, always a very exciting track to go to. One of the tracks is actually fairly close to both myself and John. I know we were talking about trying to get down to Darlington this year, but we will see how that goes. Got John Larson in the comments saying, thanks for the broadcast. Everybody out there watching, give them a thumbs up and hit that like button. I don't even have to do the promo read anymore. John Larson's got it covered for me.
That's the part that I'm terrible at and always forget to do. Which is crazy because we grew up in that YouTube era where it's like smash that like button, hit that subscribe, crush that ring bell button notification. See, I don't even know.
I hope to everyone at home, if it sounds cringy, trust me, I'm cringing just as hard every time I say it. The shameless self-promotion is not in my DNA. It hurts my spirit every single time I have to do it. But also at the same time, I do want the channel to grow, and I do want us to keep getting more subscribers and likes and things like that. So I keep saying it, but trust me, it hurts me very much. I don't like it. I'm not a shameless self-promo guy. The being in front of the camera was not something that I had really had in the cards, and then things just kind of shaped out this way. So we appreciate all of you for giving us this opportunity.
No, trust me, man. Not many people want you in front of the camera. But out in front, Jamie Horn still leading this thing. Everett Larson trying to pull it in, but losing time down to 4 seconds behind. Marchese 5.5 behind your leader. 2.5 seconds behind Larson. Oh, Marchese's loose too.
Oh no.
I had to slide that one in there. It's the reason why we have the cameras turned off on us.
Yeah, big time. There is a reason for it.
But it looks like this race is kind of shaping out the way it is right now, the way it's going to be. The only closest battles is still going to be Gary Breland, Greg McConey. About half a second away from each other, still battling a little bit, trying to go back and forth. McConey trying to make up some time there from that slip he had earlier. But only 4 laps to go.
It looks like Breland's kind of sticking more to the middle / the high side of the track, and McConey is digging it in way, way deeper. Which, again, we talked about it before. You're able to get such a good run on that low side of the track, but in terms of where you're able to block from or where you're better able to kind of have a position to defend from, it's definitely going to be that high side of the track, just because it's so hard for someone that's on the low side to fully complete that pass if you're running the high side the way that you're supposed to. Really, really tough to do, but we are about to be coming to the end of the line here at Texas Motor Speedway. Lap 148 of 150. The white flag will be flying here very, very shortly, and we will be coming to the end of this race. Make sure you stick around for the end, as we will be having a interview with your top 3 drivers here tonight. If you want to hear them say some funny things or thank their mothers or whatever the case may be, be sure you hang out, check out the interviews at the end of the race. It is going to be a good time.
McConey's trying to make this pass here on the outside. Might have a good run here. It's going to be very tight. He's going to have to get into this corner hard. And you can expect Breland to drive it in just as deep here.
Yeah, now Breland's the one that's kind of having to stick it to the low side here as McConey's going to the high side. Kind of the reverse of the situation that we saw earlier. As we check back in with our race leader, Jamie Horn, as well, who is going to be bringing it around here for the final time here. And that is going to be the race at Texas Motor Speedway. Jamie Horn, your winner at Texas Motor Speedway. What a win for Jamie Horn. Able to pull away in dominating fashion here at the end. What a race out of Everett Larson and Frank Marchese as well. Kevin Tanko's coming over the radio saying, Frank, I needed 5 more. What a race out of these guys. Congratulations to Jamie Horn on the win at Texas Motor Speedway. Rest of your top 10 going to be Everett Larson in second, Frank Marchese in third, Kevin Tankos into fourth, Brandon Lopez in fifth, Ty Robertson in sixth, Greg McConey in seventh, Jonathan Pereira in eighth, Ronald Breland, Gary Breland in ninth, Mitchell Wilson going to be coming home in 10th as Jamie Horn comes to that Texas flag and the infield right there, right on that Andy's Frozen Custard sign to burn it down.
And that is going to just about do it here for this race at Texas Motor Speedway. I mean, good race all around. I think we had, what, 1 caution out of all this?
One caution.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to beat that, especially coming off of last week where we had maybe 1 caution there as well. So, loving the driving style, loving the different winners for week 1, week 2, and week 3. So, definitely some things to look out for here going into the next few races, especially going to Darlington next week. Very hard track for a lot of people, but fun one. Going to be very challenging. I expect to see a few throwback schemes as we move on into next week, but while we wait right here for these drivers to get up to the booth, we are going to pull up the race results for you here tonight. Starting with your winner, Jamie Horn, racing for Raptor Racing, coming in first place. Everett Larson coming home in second place tonight with Last Row Motorsports, and Frank Marchese, part of that Trash Panda Autosports team, picking up that last podium spot. Kevin Tankos in fourth, Brandon Lopez in fifth, Ty Robertson sixth, Greg McConey in seventh, Jonathan Pereira in 8th, Gary Breland 9th, Mitchell Wilson 10th, Chris Toppy's going to bring it home in 11th, Brandon Trush in 12th, Dagan Barnes 13th, Brian Gibbons 14th, and Thomas McLaughlin going to round out the field in 15th place tonight. All around, some great driving by everybody there. As we start to get some of these guys up to the booth, we are going to take a quick break and we will be right back. And we are back. I do have your third place finisher here waiting for us in the booth as I pull him up now. And Mr. Frank Marchese. Frank, you got a copy of us in the booth?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Hey, man, that was a fantastic run tonight. Coming right here at Texas, I know it's a little bit harder of a track. Talk to us about how this track changed as the run went on. Did you find yourself having to pick a different line or enter a little bit differently?
No, I love this racetrack. I mean, I know it's picked up quite the reputation over the last couple of years, but I've loved running this track. I think it fits my strengths very, very well. Track was just really loose coming out of turn 2, like right at the pivotal point at turn 2. There was a tailwind that was really messing with all of us throughout the night. So other than that, I mean, the track tightened up a little bit, 3 and 4, but turn 2 is the place to watch all night for sure.
Yeah, so coming into it tonight, I had you as my pick to win the whole thing, and I'm still looking forward to you doing big things throughout the season. But we're heading to Darlington next week. What are your thoughts on Darlington and going to that track?
Tough track. You need a lot of patience. It's a track where one mistake can really set you back. So it's going to be about survival and just trying to be there at the end.
Absolutely, man. Before I let you go, anybody you would like to thank or any shout outs you want to give?
Thank you very much to you guys for putting on the league and the broadcast. Teammates, Greg McConey, Brian Gibbons, who was here earlier tonight, Zach Baker at Ira Colehouse. They unfortunately couldn't be here tonight. But yeah, that's about it, I think.
Yes, sir. Well, congratulations again on P3, and looking forward to seeing you having some more good runs over the course of the season.
Thanks, bud.
All right, man. Have a good night. That's going to be your third place finisher in Frank Marchese. Having a fantastic run here tonight. That was my pick to win tonight. Had a good running, strong running up in front, but I think it just got caught in that little bit of traffic and a little bit of a strategy. And again, the strategy set up here tonight is there's no really wrong strategy, but you just got to be right on it sometimes. And I think Frank Marchese is going to have a really good season, going to be up there at the front. Definitely a payoff driver to be watching out for. But coming up next, I have your second place finisher in Everett Larson. As I pull him up to the booth. Everett, you got a copy list in the booth?
Yep.
Well, hey, man, congratulations on coming in second place tonight. It was a great run. You led a lot of laps out there. Talk to us about the car and how it handled over the course of the race.
Well, there at first, in 1 and 2, I was just trying to figure out the line and stuff for the long run and everything. So after I figured that out, it started to get like way more tight, so I had to do my brake bias more towards the rear. And I noticed if you were to get behind somebody with the draft, it would just get them loose ahead of you. So I was trying to use that to my advantage as best as I could. But other than that, the draft didn't really affect me too bad, and my car handled really good that most of the whole run, unless it got tight. Like more there towards the end, it would start getting tight. But other than that, it was really good, really fast car.
Yeah, we saw you take the high side there in 1 and 2 over the course of a few laps. Did you think that was gonna be a better move there? Did you find a line there that would work for you on that high side, or was that just trying to get in front?
That was just trying to get in front because the high line is, for me at least, is way faster. But it would have like killed my tires probably 20 to 30 laps away before it should have. So I was just standing there on the bottom trying to find the best line I could. And once I got back up there in the clean air, I started driving way better on fresh tires. But then the 98, I don't know what he was on, but he got by me and he was flying. I couldn't really do anything there at the end because I kept making mistakes. I almost got the wall a couple times. This was my first ever time racing here at Texas in the Cup car. So it was just more or less a learning game, but I'm super stoked I was able to get top 5.
Wow. I mean, yeah, for the first time here, that's a very, very good finish. Texas is a very hard track to get, especially coming into turns 1 and 2 there and getting that exit right. But I would ask you about Darlington, but I think the better issue here is I want to ask you about your fan club here with at least John Larson and Everett Larson Racing here in the comments. Talk to us about this fan club.
Oh, yeah, that's my mom and dad watching. And then, yeah, it's just kind of where all my social media stuff is. My mom does a lot of posts on there. On Instagram and stuff, I've been kind of starting to post some of my own things. But, yeah, it's just kind of everything about what I'm going to be doing this next season. And there will be live streams on Facebook and just all kinds of stuff about that.
Well, here's your chance, man. Here's going to ask you if you want to give any shout outs or thanks to anybody, and go ahead and drop those socials for us as well.
All right, that'll be Everett Larson Racing on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And I also want to thank my sponsors, which are Food City, Quality Heat and Air, King Sport Fitness, Han Doctor. I want to thank Corey LaJoy, Zamp Racing, my grandma and grandpa Larson, my my uncle Corey and my aunt Deanne, and Burn Setups and DC Designs. And I also want to thank you guys for putting on the live stream.
Yes, sir. We appreciate having you out here and having a good running here for the past 2 races, really. So, looking forward to seeing what you can do in this league and having a good playoff run here at the end of the season.
Thanks. I'm looking forward to Darlington because I still have to buy it. So we'll have to see how that goes.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
It's going to be Everett Larson. It sounds like he's got a pretty good future ahead of himself there and got it figured out right now. But you heard the socials. Make sure you go like, follow, subscribe, notify. I'm sure I'm missing a few. Still working on the social media side.
Social media words. All of them.
All the social media buzzwords. Just do it. Just do it. But Everett Larson bringing home second place tonight. Really good run. Had a lot of lead laps, so he will pick up bonus points for that, plus the stage wins or the stage finishes there. But coming up next, I have your winner in Jamie Horn as I pull him up to the booth. Jamie, you got a copy with us?
Yes, sir.
Man, that's a nice looking car you got out there. I know you always say it adds 5 more horsepower, but beside the horsepower, tell us about how you were able to handle that thing tonight.
It was really just about just being careful in the corners and kind of being patient and taking it easy at the first of a run. And if you could run the bottom of 1 and 2, that seemed to be the fastest way around. It was just it could take you off guard and spin you real easy. So it was kind of a challenging track. I'm actually a little bit worn out, and my room was hotter than normal. So but it was fun.
We got to invest in a little window unit for you there for that room to get you a more comfortable or a chair that has the cooling things in them. But yeah, I know this is a very tough track and kind of probably a little long. Maybe could have worked in another stage break here or whatever. But coming to the stage, was your strategy? Obviously, the strategy is to get as many points as possible. Was there any thought of maybe not taking tires in that green flag stop and just taking fuel, or you were definitely set on all 4?
So actually, the stop before the stage, I didn't take tires. I only took fuel. I just want to save the extra tires, which I guess I didn't get to use them tonight. But I want to save the tires just in case for later in the run. So I took fuel only and really didn't feel too bad. Towards the end of that run, it started getting kind of loose, but I'd seen I had about a 4-second gap to tie, so I was able to kind of run it easy. And then when we did the stage caution, I wanted to come back in because I needed to run as long as I could on that second stint before we pit again so I can make it to the end. So it all kind of just worked out tonight, honestly.
Yeah, indeed it did, man. You were out there in front for quite a while, and I think up 11 spots, if I'm seeing this correctly. 11 spots for the night from the back to the front. But heading to Darlington next week. I can't remember if you like Darlington or hate Darlington.
We'll call it an in-between. I don't like it. I don't hate it. So usually tend to do okay. I wouldn't go in there with any high hopes if you were planning on placing a bet or anything, but it won't be too bad, I don't think. I'm looking forward to it. It's a fun track. It's just challenging with 2 completely different corners.
Absolutely, man. Well, before I let you go here, I got Sandra Horn and the Mama Horn fan club here in the comments cheering you on tonight, per usual. I don't know who's more consistent, you on the track or her showing up for these events here. So we appreciate both of them. But any other sponsor shout-outs you want to give?
Definitely want to give a shout out to you guys for the broadcast and putting on the league. Great league. Enjoy being here. Another shout out to you for the awesome paint. It probably at least had to have 5 extra horse on. I think we usually say 50 actually. So it had to be closer to 50 tonight, but both the paints you done for me for the upcoming season here and the other league look great. So love them. Shout out to my teammate Brandon. I think he had a little bit of bad luck early on, but we're going to get him squared away and get him back up in the front next week. And shout out to my mom at home watching.
Absolutely. Thanks for having Jamie, as he would say.
I thought I'd live that down now. I thought we were all moved past that.
No, we'll never be past. I'm just going to bring it up at random points, but Jamie Horn did thank his mom for having him on stream before. So
Hunter put you up to that, didn't he?
He might have mentioned it, but anyways, yeah, good run tonight, man, and looking forward to talking to you next week.
All right, y'all have a good night.
You too.
Take care.
Yeah, you too.
It's going to be Jamie Horn finishing tonight in first place and getting those points both on the stage and for winning the race here. So that's going to move him up quite a bit. We will have those points updated, and next week I will have a QR code on the screen for you to check out our point standings and see where your driver is sitting at in the points. And
Isn't that fancy?
Yeah, I'm trying to work on getting it on our website itself, so you can just make everything at knappdaddyracing.com. But you know, life and such, kids, dogs, school, everything else, I got to eat at some point, so it might not happen this week. But
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But other than that, that has been a fantastic run from Texas here, down here in Fort Worth. We've enjoyed having everybody here and spending your night with us. And I mean, I guess split screen the college football was going on over there too, so maybe we'll jump over there and check that out here in a few seconds. But before we go, any final thoughts, Hunter?
Man, it was just a really fun race, and seeing how these guys have been able to all kind of pull together and race so well. You know, so many different teams and different leagues and everything coming together, newcomers, people we had for the first season. I was just really impressed with the performance that everybody put on tonight. Really, really fun race to watch. Lots of different strategies going on. I think it's going to carry over really, really well into Darlington. I think Darlington's going to be so much fun next week. Again, congratulations to Jamie and Everett and Frank for their top 3 finishes tonight. But everybody put on a really good show, and looking forward to next week. Again, just shout out to everybody at home watching. We appreciate it, whether you were tuned in just with us and missing some of the college football championship, or we were split screened, or however that worked. But we blew our viewership record out of the water tonight. Over 40 concurrent viewers at a lot of points during the night. I think we still even technically do have 40 people in here right now. So thank you all very much from the bottom of our hearts for tuning in with us. We appreciate it. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the racing action. Like we said, heading to Darlington next week, same time, same place. And it's going to be a good night. And if you want some more of the Knapp Daddy broadcasting action, you can also catch us on Thursday nights over at Doghouse Racing TV for their Cup Series, which is starting up this coming up Thursday. So you can go over there and check them out. But we appreciate it very, very much. And thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch y'all next time.
Well said. Couldn't have said it better myself. So I think with that said, that's going to be it for us tonight. So for the last time tonight, I have been John.
And I've been Hunter.
And we will see you guys next week.
Take care, everybody.
Welcome to the Lone Star State. Tonight, the boys in the Knapp Daddy Racing League battle it out deep in the heart of Texas.
And the 4 almost got into turning 2. Now the 3 wide.
And around goes the 18. He catches the 19. Mark Trent Jr. into the wall.
150 laps. 225 miles. Only one walking away the winner.
Almost.
The momentum. The 18.
Contact.
They make contact. The 18 into the wall. They're side by side again. Going into 3 for the lead. Larson has the advantage. Here comes the 18. He puts the bump into the back of him. The 18 into the wall. The 42 sideways.
Where's Harvick?
Here comes the 18.
They say everything is bigger in Texas. The adrenaline, the grit, the pressure. Only on Knapp Daddy Racing. It's the Knapp Daddy Racing League at Texas.